Hello, welcome to my latest acquisition. I got this because I had realized I had a slight problem, and namely that because I travel quite a bit, and I have a motorcycle, I needed something that was actually a good machine that was highly transportable. And after looking up what Alex Askarov said, he suggested that the Elna Lotus is probably the finest portable sewing machine. So I hunted on eBay, and there weren't very many, I have to be perfectly honest, and I managed to find this one, which is slightly imperfect, but I'm not looking for a collector's item here. I'm looking for a perfectly usable sewing machine. So what it's missing is the top cover. Now I might create one because it's got some of the bits that I need, and that would work. But failing that, it doesn't really matter because I've looked up what should belong in here. Bobbins, a darning foot, stitch ripper, some oil and stuff, threader, needles. I have all this stuff, so that didn't actually that didn't interfere with the functioning. So I thought, well, I'll take a plunge and try it out, and got it. Now, quite clearly, I have no idea where it had sat, but it had sat for many years. Tiago, sorry, the dog is being a beast this evening. He wants to play with the squeaky toy. I don't know where it sat, but it was extraordinarily dusty inside, like as if it had never been cleaned or oiled, everything else. So I just removed the covers, fixed it all, and this is what I have. So I tried it out. It's pretty good. I was surprised. It makes a nice sound and it works and it's all there. It's basically aluminium. Ooh, that's the back. So it's aluminium. It's got these little flaps that you can drop it down. And oops, fell on the floor here, don't know. Let me lift that up. It came with both instruction manuals, which came in handy when I was trying to figure out how you open up the bobbin case. It came with one foot, which works. So I shall put it under here. And so this is one of the Swiss-made machines, which means it's somewhere around late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in that era. I'm guessing probably around 1970. I'm given the brown color, but I think they were all that kind of color. Plug that in, and I've got a little test fabric here. Now, this machine has, if you've never seen it before, a knob on the front, two knobs on the front for the stitch length, and then the stitch reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4 in reverse, and as well as it has, I was surprised, right needle, left needle, buttonhole stitch, and then zigzag width 1 to 4. So if you set it on 0, it's center needle, and that's kind of where you probably sew most of the time. So if I set it to stitch length 3, then you can see this working. Now, what I just realized is that you'd probably benefit from not the white thread I got, but in fact this. Pleased to say I just found these bobbins on the internet, and they're all kind of much the same, and they work, so that's good. And I now have the thread, so this pulls up, which is kind of cool, and then you can put the spool here. So what I'll do is I'll plug the beast in so that we get a light and we can see what we're doing, and then you put this thread it like this, and I'll just plug this in for a second. Okay, turn it on, instant light. Now, are we seeing everything clearly? Yes, and what I'll finish threading, and then what we can do is we'll zoom in, and you can see it. And I'll turn it on a slight angle because I think that will make it a little more interesting. And like most machines, you go under that. And I've just left this thread in for good measure. Takes standard 15 by 1 needles. And put it in sewing mode there. Snip the thread. So it's got a lock on the left hand side, which is good for transport. Now this is my first friction feed, which is kind of an interesting concept. It is double needle capable, this machine, which is quite surprising. You wouldn't sort of expect that it is. And managed to get the thread jammed in here. There we go. So we'll cut that and thread this up. So it's double needle capable, which is interesting. It does straight and zigzag. It's got quite a reasonable sized bobbin. It's an Elna specific bobbin, but it's really close, I think, to very, very close to the Class 66 Singer bobbin. So you're not going to suffer for small bobbins like on the featherweight. I've got new glasses lately, so they should really have been bifocals. So I do struggle to see. There we are. So it just threads from the front to the back, and then you go. So it's a friction feed, which is rather interesting. So it'll never be super, super tough, but it works very well. So for the kind of sewing I'm likely to do, let's check the thread tension. Oops. Managed to break that. Not sure what I did. Try again. Goodness. So I've got new glasses, and basically now I can't see up close. They really ought to have been bifocals. Oops, let me snip this again. But it works very well. So with friction feed, it's got a rubber sort of mechanism inside which pushes against the flywheel. Works quite well, but because it's only friction as opposed to really tight, it's never going to be super tough because it was likely to slip. However, it's perfectly adequate, as anyone knows who's got the Elna machines. So it's kind of a neat sound. It goes very nicely at high speed. It's as fast as it goes, which isn't bad. Easy to switch into zigzag. So let me just see if this is showing up. So what we'll do is we'll zoom in and move it down slightly. Sorry for the little thrill. So what we'll do is we'll zoom it there so that you can actually see it doing the zigzag. I'll put it up to 4. It's very smooth. It's got a few plastic bits inside, but the majority of it is metal. And the plastic bits it does have are easily replaceable. So, and then it goes up to 4 stitches per inch. What amazed me is it's surprisingly smooth. It really is a very, very smooth machine. It totally surprised me. So it's a bit tight in the bobbin, really. great little machine. It's got a good value. It's imperfect as it's missing the top cover, but I can make something neat for that. And then it'll be a completely whole machine. But I think it's a lot of fun. So it's a great little thing to carry around and allow me to sew wherever I go. It's just such an incredible size, so I'm very pleased. Definitely leave out Alex Askarov. He knows his machines. So I'm pleased. So anyway, happy sewing, folks. I shall play a bit more. Bye for now.